Hey everyone, it is Friday, January 5th, and got some more college basketball for you today. Ended up going 4-3 yesterday, so it's 4 straight winning days for the year. So I want to keep things going. Real small slate tonight. I somehow found 5 games I actually like, so I'm just going to take 5-6 minutes here and go down the list. First game is that UConn Butler game. It's I got it at 143.5, and I like the under here. I know a lot of people like the over, but here's why I like the under. There are 2 good offenses, so if people think it's going to run and gun and go over, I totally understand that. UConn's got a great D. Butler's defense is pretty solid. Butler is a little better than average pace, but UConn is one of the slowest, and so they have a lot of games where they're in the 60s and low 70s. But UConn is almost always under this 143.5, just the way they play. The last couple of games for Butler, and they have scored up, more throughout the, the season, a higher average. But the last 2 games they actually played St. John's and Providence, which are 2 pretty good Ds, and they scored 70 and 69 points. So I look at that and I'm thinking, well, UConn is even a better D. We'll see how this goes. But I don't think either team hits 70. I do think, it's one of those 68, 65 games or something. Either way, I think it's going to go under this 143.5. So I'm taking that one. Game 2 is actually Fairfield at Siena. And for the people who do not like taking the road favorites, just totally ignore this one because I am taking Fairfield, of course. But Siena is maybe the worst offense in all of basketball, and their defense is pretty close to that. They're playing, they've had a bad season, but they're also just playing even worse ball of late. They've lost 6 straight games. During that time, they have averaged 60 points and allowed 80 points on average. So they're not even competitive. Fairfield has a offense kind of in that 250s with a middling D, but they're playing good ball of late, and they've won 6 straight, including Yale on the road. During their 6 games, they've actually averaged 77 points and actually allowed 66 on average. So it's just 2 teams that are just, right now, they're nowhere close to each other. So Fairfield just giving 4.5 on the road seems pretty good to me. Game 3 is at Canisius Mount St. Mary's game. The total is 144.5, 144.5. I do like the over here. Canisius is averaging 77 on the year, but they're topping 70 points regularly, and they just put up 71 on Pittsburgh. So right now they're playing pretty well offensively. Even though they're kind of a mid-offense, defense, and pace team, they're kind of in that mid, but they've just been playing better of late. And then Mount St. Mary's is actually a sub-200 offense, kind of a mid-D, but they're playing at like a top 100 pace. So I think there'll be enough possessions here, especially the way they're both playing offensively. And Mount St. Mary's is, again, they're scoring 74 points a game recently. The only time in the 8 December games they had where they were below 72, they scored 68, and they just scored 82 at Georgia. So 144.5, like I said, the way it's, they're looking, it's going to be closer to like a 150 game. So I'm on the over there. Game 4 is Quinnipiac. They're actually giving 4 points at home to Rider. So home game, only giving away 4, which means for some reason, Vegas thinks this is like a pretty much a pick 'em. And Quinnipiac is actually 9-4 on the year. Rider's 3-10. Quinnipiac is, they kind of right there at sub 200 offensive defense with but a super fast pace, so they kind of keep things moving. And they have scored at least 70 plus in 8 of the last 9 games. Rider has, of course, even a worse offense and defense and a slower pace, and I just don't see how they actually keep up here. So I'm going to take that for my game 4. And then the final game is the Boise State, San Jose State game. The total's at 138.5 or 138.5. I do like the over here. Boise has a top 100 offense, a really good D, but kind of a top 100 pace, just kind of running back and forth. San Jose State is kind of middling all around, a little bit slower pace, but so when I look at stats like that, I think, okay, 138.5 maybe is maybe about right. We start actually looking at the games and what they've done recently, and Boise has just been scoring a ton recently, and they've hit 85 points in 4 of their last 5 games, and San Jose State has hit 73 plus in their last 5. I'm not saying they're going to hit to 158, but I said that that's still 20 points to give them between the 138 and a half. So just the way they played recently, I think it's the play. So like I said, it's 4 straight winning games to start the year, which is kind of nice, good for the pocketbook. 5 games here. I'm just hoping I'm going to go 3-2 to kind of keep that money going. So everybody take care.